Ebola as a virus does not exist and is not spread. The Red Cross has brought a disease to 4 specific countries for 4 specific reasons, and it is only contracted by those who receive treatments and injections from the Red Cross. That is why Liberians and Nigerians have begun kicking the Red Cross out of their countries and reporting in the news the actual truth. Now bear with me here, brothers and sisters. Reasons most people jump to depopulation, which is no doubt always on the mind of the West when it comes to Africa. But I assure you, Africa can never be depopulated by killing 160 people a day when thousands are born per day. So the real reasons here are much more tangible. Here are some reasons that I would like to share with you all. Reason number 1. This vaccine-implemented sickness, being called Ebola, was introduced into West Africa for the end goal of getting troops on the ground in Nigeria, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. If you remember this, brothers and sisters, we were just trying to get into Nigeria for Boko Haram, which in my opinion, I think was bullcrap. But that fell apart when Nigerians started telling the truth that there are no girls missing. Global support fell through the floor, and a new reason was needed to get troops into Nigeria and steal the new oil reserves they have discovered. Reason number 2. Sierra Leone is the world's largest supplier of diamonds. For the past 4 months, they have been on strike, refusing to provide diamonds due to horrible working conditions and slave pay. The West will not pay a fair wage for the resources because the idea is to keep these people surviving on rice bags and foreign aid so that they remain a source of cheap slave labor forever. A reason was also needed to get troops on the ground in Sierra Leone to force an end to the diamond miners' strikes. This is not the first time this has been done, brothers and sisters. When miners refuse to work, troops are sent in, and even if they have to kill and replace them all, the only desire is to get diamonds back flowing out of the country. Of course, to launch multiple campaigns to invade these countries separately would be way too fishy. But something like Ebola allows access to an entire area simultaneously. Reason number 3. In addition to stealing Nigerian oil and forcing Sierra Leone back to mining, troops have also been sent in to force vaccinations, deadly Ebola poison, onto those so-called Africans who are not foolish enough to take them willingly. 3,000 troops are being sent in to make sure that this poison continues to spread, because again, it is only spread through vaccination. As more and more news articles are released, like the one above from Liberia, informing the populace of the U.S. lies and manipulation, more and more so-called Africans are refusing to visit the Red Cross. Brothers and sisters, troops will force these vaccinations upon the people to ensure the visible appearance of an Ebola pandemic. In addition to this, they will protect the Red Cross from the Liberians and Nigerians who have been rightfully ejecting them from their countries. Reason number 4. 3,000 troops. Is Ebola susceptible to bullets? Ridiculous. Last but not least, the appearance of this Ebola pandemic, should Americans not catch on, will be used to scare countless millions into taking the Ebola vaccine, which in reality is the actual pandemic. Already they have started with stories of how it has been brought back to the US and has appeared in Dallas, how white doctors were cured but black infected are not being allowed to be treated, etc., etc. All that will do, brothers and sisters, is to make so-called blacks strive to get the vaccine because it appears that the cure is being held back from so-called black people in America. They will run out and drove to get it, and then there will be a serious problem. With all we have seen revealed about vaccines over the years, you would think we learned our lesson. All I can do is hope so, because they depend highly on our ignorance to complete their agendas. Ask yourself this, brothers and sisters. If Ebola was really spread from person to person instead of controlled spread through vaccination, then why would the CDC and the US government continue to allow flights in and out of these countries with absolutely no regulation or at all? We have got to start thinking and sharing information globally, because they do not give the true perspective of the people who live in West Africa. They are lying for their own benefits, and there aren't enough voices out there with a platform to help shape